The students are saying, now we are go. We tire, now we are go. Now we are go. Now we are go. Now we are go. We tire, now we are go. 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 We tire, now we are go. Now we are go. Now we are people are suffering. So we are go. We tire. So we are go. We tire with the hunger. We tire eating curry. So we are go. We tire. So we are go. Musicians are crying. Hospitals are empty. So we are go. We tire. So we are go. So we are go. So we are go.
Yes. Josh, we are go. We tire. Oh, Josh, we are go. Josh, we are go. We tire. Oh, Josh, we are go. They song a nice song. They probably taking the song to the studio. One thing I love about brain, they don't waste and they already took it to the studio. Anyway, if you are watching, my name is Grace Goa. I am the president of Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. I'm also the founder of Legacy Holding Foundation. We are watching the women's stance. And I would like the other panelists to come in and introduce themselves.
Good evening. The VP for Lawani, Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to interact with us on the platform.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Veronica George Edwards, and I'm the Financial Secretary for Lawani. And I'm happy to be here today. Let's get on board and do what we do best.
All right, so thank you guys, and thank you for watching us. Please help us and share the video. We'll really appreciate if you do that to get people to watch. Today we'll be talking a lot of things, and we're going to be talking about, Dr. Maniba, his different engagement he had this week. We are also going to be discussing his education plans for the future. And then we will go into CDC government. What happened today at the legislature, the legislature chamber, and with the first group and the second group yesterday and today. So we'll be discussing all of that. Um, I would like to talk about first the engagement of Dr. Muniba for this week was very, very interesting. Dr. Muniba went to the he did a National Youth Symposium, which we already talked about. The third edition, he spoke about living a positive life for the people and for the people themselves to live a positive life and in a challenging situation in Liberia, as the country is right now. So he talked about that. He also today again in Magibi, his volunteer partners, so some of his team members They were in Magibi in Kakata today. They also engaged the dwellers and for the campaign. They talk about campaign activity. They were sharing the vision of a new Liberia, the new Liberia movement and the inspiration under Dr. Clarence Moniba. Dr. Moniba also went to the SPS school or the School of Prime System, which is one of the best school. I think it's still running one of the best in Liberia, where he was also a student there when he was growing up. He went to that school and he engaged the little children because the foundation of any child is the best ever because the foundation will determine how that child will continue their lives, especially educational wise in the future. So he went there, he engaged, and he also talked about the technical vocational skills training. He engaged the owner of the school, which I think already knows him because she was there when he was just a child going to that school. Fred, you can come in and elaborate a little bit more. If you guys know any other places that he went, we can talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the SBS engagement was last week, towards the end of last week.
Okay.
Yeah, the SBS engagement was towards the end of last week, and it's good to see that he remembers where he received his foundation. And like you said, the foundation of any education is very critical to learning, and it kind of determines how far you go or how far you don't go. Because we see now in Liberia nowadays that even the primary education now in Liberia is so poor, and you got people moving forward into higher education that can even compose, they can even construct, they can't even read and write properly, they have no phonics skills, they have no writing skills and stuff like that. And so we have to keep our focus on primary education. Like you say, it's the foundation of anything is what holds the weight of what is going to follow. And so I was just excited to see that he went there, he spoke with the students. I think he spoke with the very primary students, and then he spoke with the student in elementary, and speaking to them, letting them know the importance of education, why it's good to stay in school and learn, and to pay attention, and to not be disruptive, and to study hard, and and to graduate high school, and the high schoolers to be prepared that going forward they just might be starting to get into vocational and technical training skills to better themselves, that so that when they get out of high school they can be able to get themselves involved in some kind of work activity, even if it's just a vacation job. And you and myself and Pharaoh, I'm sure we all know that when Liberia, before the war, Liberia, many times during the summer we had summer jobs and stuff like that where people will go and intern, some people will go and do summer jobs, just little things to keep your mind settle, and to keep you in the environment of knowing what it is to work and to work for money. So that was really good, and I was excited about that. But as we all know, he has a good educational plan for our Liberian brothers and sisters, for the country as a whole, and we are excited about that.
Okay. And Dr. Moniba also, this week he was able to interact with a small business owner. So he interacted with a small business owner who is Nihimatu. She's a Liberian small business owner. She has a bakery that she, go out there and engage people to do their weddings and their parties and stuff. She bakes very well, and cooks very well. So the team here in America sent her to carry some pastries to the party headquarters, and she went there, and lucky for her, she met Dr. Moniba there, and she interacted with Dr. Moniba, and he was happy to meet her. And she wrote on Facebook. I was surprised when she really announced it on Facebook that she interacted with Dr. Moniba, and she was happy. He's so humble, and she was sharing that he has that kind of leadership presence, and he's so humble and everything. And they had a wonderful time there with her, and she said she's very impressed with the kind of person he is, and she also thinking now of joining the team. Is she's now already part of the team already, but she has started even recruiting people. So his vision for plans for empowerment for women. It falls right under there because women, the small businesses are the businesses that already boost up the economy at all given costs. And it makes it's a part of the economy in any country. So Veronica Judge, you can come in with Dr. Maniba interaction. He interacted with a small business owner, which I was very happy. And then she's a woman at that rate. So it helped to show that, he's going to be people when it comes to, or when he becomes the president of Liberia. So what do you think about that?
Well, it's a good thing that Dr. Manaba is out there and he's not just sitting in one place. He's all over interacting with all the schools, as you can
Sorry,
see.
there's a
The
noise in
photos. I have noise. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. It was just like some TV was on. Okay.
No, no TV on. But anyway, he's out there interacting with a lot of people out there, the different schools. He's out in the community, the youth. As you can see, a lot of the youth. He's out there with them, and he went back to his foundation, the school that he first uh, had at his early years of school that he attended. He went back there to be able to be a part of it. At least he went back to see the students, talk to them. That's a good thing, and it makes me it put joy on my face knowing that he's able to go out there and just interact with his community, interact with people, not just sitting, but I mean being a part of everything. That's one good thing I noticed about him, and that makes him a better person.
It would make him it would and I people need to see that if once that Dominiba is voted into the presidency, he's gonna have a real interaction with the people of the country. So it will include the children. And it's so wonderful when you have a president that can go to schools and talk to the children, and the children understand what the president is saying, means that the president will be speaking to them. He will be speaking in a very, standard English so they can be able to model after him as well. And it's so beautiful to see that me and Vera just talking to Dad, I talked to her earlier on, and we're talking about his big energy. He has a big energy. He don't have any gangsters behind him, but he have people who naturally love him. And his team, they are very well mannered. That one thing I noticed. There is no too much beating drum. His whole battlecry thing is different, and I just like all those things about him, and that's the real definition of a new like how he gearing towards it, and he bringing things that actually was and it is a part of this particular century that we live in. It's a different world now, and we don't want to be going back to those old things that we did during the wartime and things like that. So that's why I admire how he just engaged the people and how he interacted with the students, even the babies. Because if our foundation is strong, if your foundation is strong, it means that you will grow up to be, especially educational wise, with that strength, that you can present yourself, you can write a letter. And nowadays in Liberia, the children that graduate from high school can barely write a 15 4-page letter that makes sense, because some of them have written to us and we have read, and things like that they interact with the text messages, and you be like sometimes, but why this person talking? So I'm really impressed with his engagement and everything. But before we come to his educational or his educational or plans for the future for Liberia, I will try for us to sway a little bit, because I want us to see what's been going on concerning the CDC government. There's a lot of stuff that be going on concerning the CDC government, and it's so sad with what we're seeing. The song I played earlier on was that Judge Biago's song. They said some staffers in the legislature, they went in the staff in the chambers, and they started singing this song, Judge Biago, retire and stuff like that, but they were staffers. Although I feel that they don't have the right to do that on the grounds of the Capitol, it's not right for them to do that. But their staffers, they have the right to speak, they have the right to do any form of protest, especially when things are not working out for them. But then after that, the sedition government, they went and responded to that. And it makes me feel sad, because it's not every time the government has to always respond to stuff. But because the kind of people that work within the government, they don't know really better. So they had to they responded. They responded to what happened yesterday with the staffers in the chambers. But the thing is that those people that went to respond, they were not staffers. They were people that they took from the streets. They are seditious, and they went and took the people in there with drums and all kinds of stuff to go and respond to what happened yesterday. It just that it was so sad, and it was really disgusting. And those people went there, they drank, they beat drums, they sang all their slogans thing that they usually do, ho ho ho, ha ha ha, and they were there. And then the VP, in fact, let me just play a video of them. I don't have to even explain. The video will just tell you what they did yesterday. Today it was just so sad. It was just so sad seeing that. And we are really getting afraid of what is happening in our country, and we just hoping that this thing is not going to bring chaos to our country. With everything that's going on, it's just too scary. But let me just place this for you guys to hear. So now I'm going to stop this one, and I'm going to play the 2 hour tell one.
Over the past few days, I've been thinking about what a rescue mission means. If someone comes up with a slogan when they campaign or do any period and say they are on a rescue mission, are they rescuing Liberia or they rescuing themselves? Yeah, I think the first thing we got to think about what because they didn't say anything, they just say rescue. Rescuing who? When you go and there's an academic setting, so we can talk small, small thing. If someone talks about a rescue mission, what are you trying to do? You are trying to save people from a very dangerous and difficult situation. And that you want to save the majority of the people. The majority of our people are young people from 18 to 35 to 40 years old, because they make up 60% of our population. All of you, most of you here. You are trying to save these people. You know what they say? The United Party had 12 years undisrupted, because I was an opposition senator and I knew what it meant. 12 years. Mr. Speaker, you go visit some places as a senior senator from my county. By the time I leave there, they will fire everybody. Serious. And me, I too big to lie. Anything I thought I do. When they ask, and they will say, oh, but they will not give no visit. Why the local leaders come? I say, I'm a senior senator of my county. Can I go to a district and all the leaders stay away? We said democracy is about bringing all the voices on board. But there were systemic things that stopped the voices of major players over the 12 years. So today they want to come back and start a whole rescue mission. Rescue mission for who? If you say you want to do a rescue mission, there are tools that you need. I don't think they have thought this whole process through. I don't want to break it down today so we can forget about it. Yeah. What is their plan? President George Manuel, we are hit the road running with our PAPD plan that we are implementing to the fullest. President, we are over the last few years, especially in the 2020 by-elections, all the people got support from the president, even though they were opposition. Did Madam Salif do that for anybody or did Joseph Boyka? It was a close government that only dealt with the people they know. And everybody knows that. President Weah has always gone beyond the ordinary. When you talk, you say, oh, we need everybody come. I even want to start calling some names, or then I was making noise yesterday that I support for the president. That they are elected today. And his point was, not even Jim Bunny won. I was telling them, all of them got money for the president. I support their seat. President Weah has worked very hard to build a team. And you know the amazing thing about this team? That team is not just CDC people, Congress people. You can see how many parties are coming on board. If we didn't have a big enough tent to bring everybody, people will come. Almost all the political parties, except for 3 or 4 on the other side. Everybody has come to pledge their support to President Weah. Of which some people firing people. Hey, man. I'm taking time to go on the radio, so I'm not talking all the things to do. President Weah has built a national team, including all of us. Because me, I'm not a member of Congress, but I'm committed to this vision because I know it will lift our people from one level to another. I'm a member of the coalition of political parties that have said you are our leader. And that your policies we are all supporting. I come to the role of the legislature, and I say a little bit of it on Tuesday when we opened. Every senator here has a vote. Somebody asked me from Bapolu County, and that was the most distressing thing for me because I know when I saw that hospital, I called the president. I said, Chief, they kind of hospitals should be in the bigger counties. Because where the population is where the development is going to go. I said, even Monserrado, we still have to build a new redemption hospital that we have served more than 2 million people. Why even put a hospital there? He said, you want that confusion? Eh? I said, no, I just asked him. And I won't understand it. When you see the hospital, there's no hospital equipped more than a hospital. They will have to go and find people to train them to use the equipment. When I ever do it, new people that will be trained. Even to be somebody to wash the clothes, and when you see the washer and dryer, everything computerized. And when I care about in 1 year, everything will be spoiled. You get that kind of facility. Instead, you come to say the hospital is completed and furnished, you want to thank the president. You can't say, oh, the hospital bill, but we even said no how it will open. How is it going to open? The legislature is allotting money. Did you make sure that when your county leader, you put it there? So what were their interests? All of them are saying they don't want to support George Weah today. Sorry, President Weah. What did they do to help? I will never be in opposition, and I have a clear record during Madam Salif's tenure. I was chair for Bone County on the Ways and Means Committee. My friends will tell you. I took Bone County from 50 million to millions of dollars. I was set on that budget that is signed by the president. Even though I was opposition, would I have sat down and said because I'm in opposition, I was for government? I will be hurting my own people. Let these people show their record of what they have done over the 3 years since they have been elected. And they shouldn't use the government project. They shouldn't use government project because government project is President Weah's agenda. What have you done as an individual to support your people that you are coming to Boto to say rescue? I have taken time to travel across the country because I want nobody to tell me the same. I've seen for myself areas that only got 6th grade are now being highlighted. They're being built out to 12th grade all across the country. New hospital facilities are being built all over the place. What have they done? You know, the thing about democracy is that you must gauge someone according to their record. For you to say somebody good, you must say they did this, they did this, they did the other one. They just jump up for the blue sky. You have no record, you have no achievement, you have nothing to do that has, and when you stand it up for county, that means you stand it up for all the people. Colorado senators and South Joseph will tell you how tough it is. There are maybe 2 million people under their control. Where is Senator Darius Dillon's record of what he has done over the 3 years to fix the problems that we got? And now what he was elected for? If you didn't use 3 years to do something for your people, you're not coming today and saying you want rescue. Who are you rescuing? Anyway, when you come on a rescue mission, we have to put a plan in place, which President Weah has, implementing all over the country. We have to build a team. We have built a national team, not a Congress team. He beyond Congress. And when you said when you were here, forget it here. You say you let somebody say you still go support the president. And you know, Honorable Senator James Barney, the president put him here, but thank God the speaker here. I told them everything the men were going to do. They say, oh, you won't, let's bring people on board. There's some people you can't bring on board. He has just proven all the things I've said. So me, I am justified today.
Amanda! Amanda! C'est quoi?
When you have a rescue mission, you must be able to take action. Look at all of the work President Weah is doing. In law also, implementing the projects that the people say they want. What did our bureau say they wanted? They wanted roads, connection to each of the capital city. It's ongoing. They wanted new healthcare facilities, new education facilities, infrastructure that is being done all over the place. I went to the Southeast electricity everywhere. When they got electricity in some parts of Montserrat, street lights everywhere. The road correct, smooth. The only issue is going in and coming out. 2 small sections. And we are working on making sure that it's done. Where was Honorable Joseph Brecker as vice president when the Banga to Menikoma Road were not done in 12 years? He did not rescue his own people. It used to take you days to go to local. Yeah, I come from that. Today you can drive almost half a local the road paved. So which one you rescuing now? In fact, you don't see how a woman in local. A woman is across the border. And then you got one in Bominia where you don't come from. What are the people for his house in local county? You know, we need to be careful. There's some things we want to talk about. We're talking now because we need a political scene. And we're looking for it. Another thing is, as a leader, if you want to talk about rescue, you must get involved. 4 days, President, we are up and down. From one road to another camp, to another market, improving the lives of our people. What is the record of improving the lives that the former vice president has? In the fact that Madam Salif gave him plenty of leverage. He had sectors that he had control over. I'm saying, you will tell you that one, sectors, education, healthcare, agriculture. Where's the impact across the country now? Yeah, I mean, to me, we gotta look at the reality. The president is involved. When something happening, you will go there to see for yourself. You not wait for someone to say, it like this, it like that. And a rescue mission got to get a mandate. Yes. President Weah's rescue mission mandate is peace and freedom for our people. I've never seen that kind of freedom before. Me, our vice president, the first year, 2018, 2019, they cost me on one radio station for almost 1 year. I can't do nothing. Because all the laws that prohibit people from just acting crazy, we finna remove it all. Who can be representative and sit on the Senate, on the House floor and cost the president every day? Do you have a plan for District 10? Hey, you're not being on me, I'm coming there. I'm going to see what's happening. Because you have personal free for my media. If I'm crazy to go to a district, you will see. It has cost, and you have been president before. What kind of cost it cost me? Now, I will pay attention to it. It's nothing. The only thing I want to ask you is, over the 6 years that you have represented District 6, District 10, what have you brought to the table? You know, now you like people, everybody can talk to you. Now you want. are paying. Where the tests are doing. Go there, you talking about that gas business. But I'm going to gas you won't for yourself. So the benefit you get it, what you do with it? Everybody here doing all kind of thing with our salary at the end of the month. You can't even see it. Because we know that there will be some shortfalls. We all have to try and bend it in. You can't stay on the Senate floor, on the House floor, every day you cost. I know I can't remember that's only the law. Because the fact of the matter is, you're supposed to go there, speak for your people, and make sure they are represented by your job. Your job is not cost the president doesn't work in the legislature. So what that cost me? But they should take and do something. Because they will get nothing in our district until they change it. And me, I'm living in district 10. I'm on a district, so we got to go do it. So President, we have secured the peace. Without peace, there is no development. During the years of the war, nobody was able to do nothing yet. All running all around. Since Madam Salif, there were 12 years, we have continued in that ambit. And because of that, all the laws that would tie people have been removed. Who can do that one? But you know, asking the protest, anything you show you want to do the thing? President say we are in a democracy, this is the best way. So anybody can get on the radio and talk anything. But there are responsibilities that the government has. There are also responsibilities of individuals. And there is a citizen they represent that sort of bring them to vote. People living all over the most of rather but they bring vote for you can come back and speak. Do they see anything they should take that made them know they won't go there? Let them continue. The president has also, over the past 5 years, and I just want to look at COVID. The entire world shut down. People didn't get paid. People lost their jobs. Only serious healthcare, public works people that needed to be moving around were working. Everybody sat down. Look what the president did. He brought a bill here to ensure everybody continued to get paid. Everybody got paid during COVID, even though you are one. So that somebody that don't like that period that all of a sudden, John William will go. Our year to Ebola, the country shut down. For months, nobody could even leave their houses. COVID was passing around. You take COVID, you don't take COVID, the president said the people got to move around leading. What kind of leader are we talking about here? And because of that, the president has secured the economy. We are on an even trajectory, even though we're making too much, but a steady growth in the economy is taking place. Another mandate of people who want rescue mission. Now, rescue mission I'm talking about. And I was talking. We must deal with the issues. Not all the economy one. Letting people out of poverty. There are all kinds of programs that we've gotten support for to our partners all across the country. People are getting trained, all kinds of things happening. So people now as destitute as they were. So this is somebody who loves the people of Liberia. There have been new opportunities being created. Right now, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, 20 months around, they're almost $18 million. They are going around doing some assessment of the community, finding people who got their small projects that they can help them with. So that money will be given across the country. So if there's somebody who didn't care for human being, you'll be doing that one, you say you'll bring that one, let go do something else with it. It has actually helped Liberians to be stable. Yeah, we reached to the king level yet. But in every room we are managing. The legislature continues to take pay on time. The civil servants continue to take pay on time. Every now and then there's a little bubble because we have to make sure the money we need for elections are there. So we have competing needs. Auntie a bit more less than 1 month and a half that going get paid at the white case. What's that? Everybody get paid before the end of the month. And we are working on an economy to grow and develop. Every day the president is concerned about concession agreements. How do we make them better for our people? He could say that he care for himself about the president and the one that girl in our food to eat. The president said we have food. But you're not concerned about yourself. Going out trying to find support for our people. So how can you say that that you want to rescue something. Why? What? I need to find out what they want to rescue. I think they want to rescue themselves.
All right, so you heard you heard Joel Howard Taylor her press conference. So what had happened was that first the seditions came into the chambers at the Capitol buildings because at the Capitol building because those people were not the staffers. Now, if they had staffers there, maybe they were about 10. But the rest of the people were seditions. So they came there, they sang their song. Joel Taylor then came into her press conference. First, Akara's Gray spoke. I'm not going to play what he spoke about. And then Buffer Chambers came, the Speaker of the House, he did speak. I did not play what he spoke about, but I wanted to play what Joel Howard Taylor spoke about because she is the vice president next to the president. And I wanted to ask you guys your opinion on the actions of the staffers of the legislative branch of government and also the group that sang the song, the Joshua people that came in with their singing and then the meetings, and also the people that sang Joshua must go. But I will talk a little bit about what she said. So she talked about the COVID before she went to that part. I was reading what she said. She first talked about how UP government were in power and they were undisrupted. That is a lie. When the UP government was in power, and I'm not a UP partisan, they were disrupted because seditions were all over Monrovia protesting with panties, with blood, tomato ketchup inside as a sign of blood. And also, they were throwing caskets on a regular basis. They were on the radio, they were insulting, and they were cussing. I went to like bro 5 times within UP government, and I saw those things happen. So that was a lie. The UP government was disrupted by seditions. So that I don't believe what she said. She also talked about how it was beyond ordinary that they couldn't interact with the people in a different district when they went to the county as senators because the UP government was stopping them and they were firing people because of that. That too was a lie. And she said that she came out to say that everybody pledged their support to WIA at this time. So if the people have pledged their support to WIA, why are you guys reacting to what happened in the chambers with the actual staffers yesterday? The staffers, there was a form of protest because of they're not getting paid or whatsoever. They say WIA must go. They had no right to do it in the chambers. I disagree with them. They could have come outside and protest because that is the government ground. And I don't think it's the right place. It's not a good example for the country. It's not a good example for our children. But if they wanted to do that, they could have done that, and they did that. But then for the seditions now to go and get the people from the street and bring them into the chambers, who were not staffers, or majority of them were not staffers, and go and disturb the whole Capitol building because they wanted to respond to the opposition staffers that are saying that Joshua must go. I think that was wrong. If the rest of the country have pledged their support to WIA, why are they responding to these people? I would need to come in.
I mean, it's so much I don't even know what to say. It's just sad times in Liberia. That's all. Sad times in the country when people don't know um place, time, and activity. They don't know when to do what, where to do it, and how to do it. Yes, I agree that the staffers shouldn't have expressed their grievances in the way that they express it within the confines of the Capitol building. They should have taken it outside of the building. That's where they should have gone to express whatever they had to express. But however, they did it there, and apparently it must have offended some of the other legislators that are in there. So they decide to go on the street to get people to bring within into the Capitol building to come and be disruptive too. I mean, it's so much breach of security to me. How can you be able to? How are you able to go on the street and just grab people off the street and walk them, bring them into the Capitol building to come beat drums and to come sing battle cry? Is it not a breach of security?
Yeah, it is. And then the vice president of the country is part of that group, which is very, very scary. And then she had the EPS officers then standing out there to guide her at that point in time. Because
And she's
anything
the
could
head
have
of the Senate.
Yeah, yeah. Anything could have happened, and she's supposed to. It was just like I just like what have that brought come to it. It was really disgrunting to me. I was disgusted actually. I was disgusted. I was very disappointed for the vice
But
president of the Republic like brought to be among a group of kind of gangster people, and they're sinking and battle cry, and then she come and speak like she
but
giving the press
that is not
conferences.
a strange environment to hold to. I mean, people singing battle
Mhm.
and people carrying on like that. That is not a strange environment to her. She's comfortable in that environment because remember now, she was the wife of Charles Taylor, and she was always surrounded by those cries. She was surrounded by guns. She was surrounded by war things that happen in the war casualties. So she's comfortable in that environment. So it didn't bother her. She's used to it. She kind of
Not at all.
dealt with it. But my thing is that when there are people outside of the Capitol building protesting, we see police officers, we even see some of those very EPS people going and dragging them from in the yard on the outside. They're dragging them from before the building and say they need to get away. Yet and still, you got lawmakers who supposed to be upright people, who are supposed to be respectable people going on the street and bringing a group of people who got no business being in the Capitol building, and they are able to assemble them in the building to sing battle cries and to beat drums and stuff. The guy is like, okay, so where are those people who always dragging people from outside the building who want to express their grievances? And as I was thinking about it, I said, well, maybe that is the reason why the staffers just decided to do it right there in the building, because maybe had they assembled on the outside the building, maybe they wouldn't have been able to express themselves. They would have been disrupted. They would have called authorities on it to disperse them, maybe tear gas them, or maybe drag them out of there. So they figure the safest way to do it is just stand there in the building and express whatever they had to express.
Yeah, Veronica,
And to come,
what is your thought on that, Ferry? You can come in.
look, it's listening to Joel Howard. I am like Vera said. I'm not really surprised because this is the life she's been living.
But you have to be surprised. This is a civilian government. So I don't
I'm
understand
not.
what
I'm really not surprised because that's the life she lived when her husband was president. She was around rebels, so this is the kind of life she lived. But my thing is, George Weah made his song "Liar, Liar," right? And nobody protested because he were cursing the same opponents that he had that are there that were going against him. Did anybody go on the street to do that? No. But now there's somebody who, a Liberian citizen, who has his freedom of speech to express himself in songs, and the legislator staffers went out there, sat in there, and played a song and danced the song. Now someone's mad. Why are you getting mad? You did it to someone else. So someone's doing it to you, and you're getting mad and going and sending people out there, and especially the vice president. She of all person will go out there with people to go and disrupt Capitol building. Vice president of the Senate, the head of the Senate. Are you kidding me?
that is so sad. And she also spoke about, she said the hospital, she said, Judge, we have been doing very well in the country. Everything in the country is fine. And
Man,
it's confusing me. She said the hospitals, there are new hospitals being built, the equipments are very advanced. She talked about the washer and the dryer, but where the equipments are very advanced and the hospitals being built, but there is no current in the country. So how are the people going to run those hospitals? So and then they don't have people trained to actually use this equipment. She even admitted to that, and she also said that the opposition were pocketing money and all the things that they've been getting from the capital building, like the pay and the incentives, and also the money to build the district. There is no work that being done in any of those districts. She talked about Darius Dillon not doing nothing in his district. She also talked about Yeke Koluba not doing nothing in his district. She talked about those things, and I was just saying like it was just a, so she came to retaliate, or she came to express herself because of what happened
but
the
I,
chief
but I, but
yesterday from the staffers
not to
that
cut you
were actually expressing their feelings of what going on
not
in
to
the
cut you
country.
off. you know, Yeka Kaluba is gonna come back, right? He's coming back for her.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous. I don't care
And
whether he
that's
comes back. This is
ridiculous.
just like the
But
country.
he's gonna respond to her
Veronica,
statement. That's for sure.
is that the point? What we see is that the people have degraded our government to the lowest.
It's
That's
been like
the
that
point I
from the
want to lay
day
out
Open
here.
took power.
Liberian
It's
government
been
not
like that
supposed
from
to.
the day he got into the seat to the executive action. It's been like that from the day Open took power. And you're seeing a typical example of what is going to happen for the next 6 years. Liberians, again, we tell you, open your eyes. This is what's going to happen for the next 6 years. Talking
It's
about
gonna be
civil
even
service.
worse. If we have become president again of Liberia, it's going to even get worse because they know now that is at the end of the 6 year they will not be coming back because the constitution forbids that. It will be even worse. Maybe they will start fighting out to making king. This is ridiculous. Our government cannot be seen around the world like this.
My,
Drug
que-
them in.
my question is that if the citizens are able to, because they're feeling sour or they're feeling a little bit bitter or salty, and they go on the street and they bring all those guys to come sing battle cries in the Capitol building. I wonder if the opposition senators or legislators that are in there, when they're feeling salty or sour too, if they're able to go get their own opposition guys from up the off the street and bring them in the Capitol building. I wonder if the citizens will allow that. I wonder if I'm just wondering. So citizens were able to gather citizens off the street, the common citizens, to bring them within a Capitol building to protest because they were vexed with the staffers. But I wonder if the opposition people that are in there, if Yeka Koluba decide to go get all here Yeka Koluba boys from off the street and bring them in the Capitol building, are they going to allow Yeka to bring them in there? Because they're always stopping him when he wants to do stuff. Because you can do it, and on the other hand, and somebody else wants to do it. And just like he said, I mean, people were put into power to have no idea of government. That's like I said the last time, they are not civilized people. They are a bunch of uncouth people. They know nothing. They don't know anything about civilization. They know nothing about etiquette. They know nothing about how to govern. They don't know where, when, and how and who. They have no idea. Or either if they do, they really don't care. They just breach any kind of protocol. I mean, it's just a total breach. There was no decorum. There was nothing. Can you imagine people in the in the capital
Hmm.
battle cry? I mean, the people are still in war. They are still in the war gears. In their spirit, they are still fighting war. In their minds, they're still fighting war. I mean, these people are preparing for war, and we Liberians are sitting down and thinking that this thing is normal. It's not normal. And Akara's
Yeah.
great for something this man has grown some kind of power. He has gotten some kind of power where nobody can stop him.
No. And he
He,
went. He
he
also.
think he's high and mighty.
Yeah, but he went. He went to the University of Liberia, disrupted the training schooling there because of somebody pissed him off, and then that's the sad part. But let me just read what the comments here. Teresa Fatoma, she said, "This is the issue we need to talk about. How they have lowered the presidency." Nini Botte said that Bobby said that both the president and vice president are the remnant of war. Uh, 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 for example, rebels.
Rebels.
Also, so sad for us. And then Teresa also said most of them were paid. We know most of them that went there today were paid. And then Manpower and Tapo say the entire referral hospitals are out of eating paracetamol. Vice President.
Paracetamol.
Oh, okay. The entire the referral hospitals are out of paracetamol is a drug. Vice President Joel Howard Taylor is shameless. And the problem, what bothering me is that the thing that bothering me the most is that how the people are lowering the prestige of the presidency. They are lowering the prestige of the country. Liberia has become the poorest country, one of the poorest country on earth. Liberia has also become one of the 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 the, the,
That's
the,
it.
the most country that don't have
Corrupt.
respect. The people don't
Lost
have
a
no
lot of
respect. Let me
respect.
just
Yeah.
put it that way. They have no respect for the country itself because the way the government, because the government is the head of the entire country, the way they model, that's how the people will look at Liberians, the way they carry themselves. So when you go somewhere now, you say you are Liberian, they look at you to be very low because the way the people in the country that head the country, their behavior show very low. So the people don't have respect for her. This is sad. The people they are lowering the prestige of our presidency, and that's the reason why Liberians now need to get up and rise up and say, you know what, we are going to make a change. This government cannot be in power for the next 6 years. This is degrading to our country, it's degrading to our children, ourselves, it's degrading to our future and everything. They all already cannot deliver. These people are very incompetent. And then they beside the incompetency, they have very low self-esteem. So they had to respond to the staffers what they did in the chambers yesterday. And it was a form of protest. Why do the government of the country who lead the country have to respond to that? Why? But I wanted to come here again to tell you, she said that the opposition are also pocketing money. She said that. And she said they are not doing anything, especially the legislature and the senators, they are not doing anything for the district. She also went to say that the VP, that she said that George Weah have built Liberia. The roads are built. She said the hospitals are built, but people dying every day. They can't even go to the hospital. The hospital, just the man said right now, the hospital ain't got no drugs. Besides, the equipments are there. The hospital better got current. So and she said about that, but then the ambassador, the US ambassador, took a tour of the entire country, and he had the opposite to say.
McCarthy, right?
He had the opposite to say. So what can you say about that? So it means that Joa Hawatala is a liar. She is lying to our people, other people who are visiting the country, even the U.S. ambassador took a tour of the country, and he gave his report, and it was damaging to the government. He said nothing was done in the country. Everywhere was bad when he went there. The people are suffering. So why is it this woman is seeing, I know she live in utopia, or she can't really see clearly, or maybe because she got money and she getting her pay on time, so she think everybody living the same life that she living. Fred, you can come in.
Well, I was going to say that someone told me, and I believe them, because they work in Jewel. They are part of her staff, and I heard that doing civil servants, they have not gotten paid, right? But they said Weah was able to pay off some of his direct staff members, even to other people were not paid, but some people closer to him, some of the staff members were paid. And I heard that Joel Howard Taylor, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was 1.5 million, or a little less or a little more, that was given to her to pay off some of her closest staffer, and she has not paid them. She took the money and pocketed it, and the people are mad with her. Some of her staffers are mad with her. The people say, even if you get off $5,000, say, even one thousand each, say something for us to be able to take care of her. They say she get not one of them 1 cent. The money that George Weah gave her to pay off some of her closest staff, she pocketed everything for herself. So I can kind of understand where her anger is coming from, that other staffers are saying we should go because they haven't gotten paid and stuff. So when Joa Howard talks about people in the government and making the president to look bad, like she's naming Yeke, she's naming Darius, of course she's right, because they haven't done anything either in their district. They have nothing to show us, even though some of the things they do and say are true, but they really have nothing to point the public to say, look, I did this, or this is what I've been working on. These are the projects that I've initiated, and they're ongoing. They have none of those things to point us to. But I can understand why she's mad, because she herself is a bad representation of the government. Because if the president can give you a budget and say, even though you cannot pay everybody, but pay off some of the people that are closest to you, and you take all that money and you pocket it, and you get in 1 cent, and you keep making excuses, and people say, just give at least 3,000, 1,700, 500, give us something, and you have not given them 1 cent. You yourself are bad representation of the government. You yourself, and you second in command. And we're sitting right here the same way that people, children got recruited for war to go get guns, and to start shooting people and to be rebels and today some of them are listed on war and economic crimes code. It's the same thing we see happening right before our eyes now, that people can just go on the street and grab the boys from up the street, off the street, and bring them into the Capitol building. How do we know the next time when they go off the street to grab people, they will not bring people and arm them to come into the Capitol building to start killing other people? How do we know? This is how the war began, and this is how people went about killing innocent people. This is how they went about recruiting people, children, to join in. Their own children are in the state. Carol's great children were not in our Capitol building singing war and battle cry today. Two of our son were not there, or her children were not there singing it. Two of our children were not there singing it. Poor Fachima's children were not there singing it. Other people who work in there, their children were not there singing battle cry and dancing today for $20. So I don't understand why other people will allow their children. I know some of the children are they are of age, but that's why we continue to tell our Liberian brothers and sisters. Why you keep sitting there and allowing these people whose children are not in the country? Their children are out of the country. They got the best of opportunities and they are living the best of lives. But you sit there and allow them to use you like a tool. They're using you like a screwdriver. They bring you and you're there dancing and singing. You can't think for yourself. The next thing they will get our children guns, and our children they will just march them into any old place because somebody in that place made them first, and the children will just shoot up people and will go in vain. And we already know nothing gets resolved. Nothing gets no kind of murder gets solved in Liberia. I mean, it's disturbing.
Yeah, Veronica, Josh, you can come in. You can come in.
Vera has said it, almost said everything already. But my thing is, this is to show the security in Liberia. I believe that even the senators or the representatives, they pay their own security to be able to guide them. What happened today was like a typical day in Liberia, that these things always happen. This is the government we are looking at. And this is the government we will be looking at in the next 6 years if we put Opo and Joa Howard Taylor. She really, 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 really came down to the lowest of the presidency today, for just by going up out there and think that she can talk because she just want to talk. Because I don't even know what she was talking over there. All the thing you were saying, it might be it was in your best interest. I don't think it was in the interest of the Liberian people, because you're going out there and you're giving these people. Somebody took, I saw what his name, Nathaniel McGill today. He was in one Magibi, and he had a lot of people around him dancing and shouting, and someone made a comment, said like the people really need help in Liberia for Chuya, because if he giving the people like $20 and $10 here just to eat for the day, to run behind him and pretend like they're having a ball.
Yeah. And the thing is, I will come to that, but I want to ask you one question quick. She also spoke about the freedom in the country, where she spoke about the freedom and how people can talk, insult the president, and nothing can come from it. Even people have been insulting her for so long, and she can't do anything about it. But she talked about the peace that we are brought peace to Liberia. I don't understand what peace we are brought. But the part of it, I don't know how she could say that when there's a lot of killings in the country that have not been solved, not being investigated properly. So I want you to come on that. What's so much peace that country has, that people die in the street broad daylight? The investigation was just swept under the rug. People lost their parents, their spouses. Nothing happened. Yimpa were killed. Nothing happened. The EPS officer early just died like that. The story was told, and just nothing happened. But the woman said the country is peaceful. So she,
Well,
that's why I said she live in utopia.
If she can talk about the auditors that die mysteriously, then we know we see peace. If she can talk about those 3 boys that died, and see Moses has no, up to now they have no explanation on how those boys disappear, because we know they're dead. If she can tell us about them, then we know we have peace in Liberia. If she can tell us that these people walk the Capitol building and disrupt the chambers today, then she can tell. Then she, when she said peace, then we understand what peace is. But I don't think she knows the true meaning of peace in Liberia, because there is no freedom of speech. It's just people that uh, like people like Yaka Koluba. I will reference him. People like Yaka Koluba can just get up and just say what he wants to say, and because he was once part of the whole rebel patriot. I don't know what you might call it. So he knows. It's everyone. Everyone. Monkey know what tree to what
So
to
what?
claim on, right? So she know not to mess with person that Yeke call about. What's his name? Open know not to mess with
No,
people
but
like
the woman saying that they're ready for the woman. She said they're ready for it. She said they're ready for what? Because
well,
they
they
call
can
her.
bring it.
What they need.
The thing is, they're not thinking about peace in the country. They're thinking about war. Because if you do something like that today, that's not peace. You're not looking for peace. You're not looking for a way for the country to be a better country. You're not looking for a way for security to be in the country, and the security. What is security in the country first before you're talking about peace? You can't even say nothing good. You say anything good. President Weah has his death squad. I don't want to call names, but his death squad is already there, waiting for you to follow you to your house and kill you. And you know how many people they have killed in just by saying something about Opal? You see how hurtful is it? What is peace, Grace? That's
Yeah,
absurd.
and let me just read what Mayor Pawan saying to. He said that Liberians are going through untold suffering created by George Weah and his gangs of killers and liars. The nation is in a very sad time. They have created artificial hardship and made our people to live in situation where they will shut a slugging and cry battle cry to survive. Poverty is a cause of all of this. This is sad though. I mean, what you
It's
saying
sad.
is so true.
It
I mean,
is sad.
they got the people. I sure they went on the street, got them, paid them some $20, and for you to get $20, like bro, that's a lot of money, especially when you haven't worked for it.
And
So
who they paying no money to? That is Zokos. Who
yeah, that's
else
what
would
I'm
go
saying.
war
The
beside
people
of
that went
Zokos?
to
Because this is his why
let,
his chance.
let's talk
No,
one at a time. We can't talk together. So when I finish talking, then one of y'all can come in. So I was just saying that the situation, what manpower is saying, is just like it make me sad. The idea he said that they have created an artificial hardship and made our people to live in a situation where they will shout a slogan, who will say, "Cry battle call, a battle cry to survive." Because when they do that, then they get paid. You see, and he said that poverty is the cause of all of this. They put the people in the corner. They put the people in the corner. If you can come in, they are cornered. So they will just do what they want them to do because they need that money to survive or to eat the next day. If I come on and you can say something. Ah,
uh, um, I don't think those children are Pharaoh. I wanted to say to you, I don't see us saying no children as Sokos is doing a disservice to those who are really, really Sokos. Those children, those people they pay off the street that came in there, they are not Sokos. They are in their right mind. They were not on drugs. They were not in they didn't get them from the ghettos. Those children who are really, really Sokos, which they have labeled them, who they are really suffering, they really have no one to look at them, no one to look out for them. And anything bad goes on in the country, they label it as oh that is Sokos. Those people that came in there today, they were not Sokos, they're in their right mind. They're just some of them are citizens. They're always to the CDC headquarters. Those are partisans. Those are partisans who are in the right mind that they pay to come and do that. So I just didn't like the fact that you said they were Sokos because you know the Sokos, they really it's like you have a thief somewhere. Anything that gets lost, they say it's the person that stole it because everybody know that person to be a rogue, but it doesn't necessarily mean that person stole it. But however, Jua Harbor is already used to war setting. She's already used to that kind of thing. Those are not strange behavior to her. So when she got in there today, she was comfortable in her setting. She was comfortable with all of those people who were in her setting, who been part of war before. They are all comfortable. My thing is, we continue to tell our Liberian brothers and sisters Pay attention. These people who are doing these things, who are calling you to come give you $20 here, $5 there, because now we know, like Grace said, maybe $20 is like gold dust in Liberia now, you know. So if somebody can give you a $20, that's a big deal. But think about it, that none of those people's children are in the country. None of them are in the country. And this is, and I will say again, this is how, when the war started, innocent children, they pick up guns and they fought war. Some of them died, some of them got amputated, some of them, they are listed for war crimes, some they are ostracized. People don't want to deal with them when they go into gathering. People ostracize them because people feel like they've been involved with the war, that they are killers, and they don't need to be no part of society. People pushed into the side. So we continue to tell our brothers and sisters back home, look, you pay attention. You don't allow yourself to be used. You on the street, go and hustle. If that $20 business you want, go cut, but think about it. Use your brain. Don't go and do things like that. I just see another situation of war starting, because this is how 1989 started. 1989, everybody was chanting and not knowing it was going to be worse. So I just want our Liberian brothers and sisters to pay attention. This is bad. The Capitol building, those people, I've already said it. I don't even know how else to describe them. They are uncouth, they are uncivilized. The behavior they display in the Capitol building with those people off the street, that was the behavior of a heathen. That's what the Bible says. Heathenism is what they display today in the Capitol building. They did not display to the world that they were civilized people. They did not display that they're tolerant people. How is it that staffers are expressing their grievances and you say you got the people on your side? You say the people love you. You say it's a one round election, one round you're going to win. You're not supposed to be intimidated by anybody expressing any kind of grievance. Just keep it moving, because you already know that you are in a winning position. But you say you're in a winning position, but you are still battling people. You are still answering to people. No one who sits in a winning position even cares to say something to someone who is not winning. You know, the pastor man I was saying, he say, frog say he say now good play and he ass stretching. How you sitting now good place? You say you in good position, but your ass is stretching. It means that something is wrong. I mean, the whole thing
Okay.
is disturbing to me.
Yeah, thank you for and Nini Bobby said that the whole speech was a complete lie. A day in the life of the government. She said the whole speech was a complete lie. A day in the life of a governmental mattress carrier. Poor. Nini, don't give me a. Yeah, but Veronica, I want you to come in. She also talked about, she talked about the COVID-19 situation. She spoke about how we are did a very great job during the COVID-19 time. And the people, the country was kind of shut down, and he was still paying the government officials and the government employees while they stay at home. But is that a score for we are? The thing is that everywhere around the world, that's what the people were doing. We all stay home and they were paying us for staying home. So she posted about that. So she said, I said she was like, she tried to insinuate that it was an accomplishment, and she also talked about the slogan of the UP government, the rescue mission thing. She was very upset for that slogan. She thinks the slogan belongs to the CDC government because of Inabono, the people call her the rescue mother, and she thinks that the UP government putting it on themselves because they just want to carry that slogan, but actually they're going to rescue themselves. So you can come in for Nika Josh and speak on that.
Well, let's talk about the COVID first.
Mhm.
I believe that upon George Weah, he traveled to America. No, he didn't travel. He traveled somewhere. I just forgot. He traveled to get money for the COVID, and they did get the money, but they turned around and said that because of the COVID, things were stagnant in the country, and people weren't. I remember it. People were. He said people weren't getting paid because things were stagnant. So I don't know where that statement she made came from. The country was hard, and there. I remember that a couple of my friends and a couple of my relatives went to, like, they traveled to Liberia. They traveled to Liberia. Coming back, it was really tough for them to come back from Liberia back to America, because when you get to the airport, they I know RIA, whatever that airport is over there, they tell you that you have to take the test. You go, they gave you a special place. I mean, George Weah had his thing all set up to extract money from people who have worked so hard for it. And people, they know that you traveling from here to Ghana, you got to pay $150 US just to get tested. And then when they test you, they tell you positive. Whether the tests were right or not, they didn't even have the correct testing kit, because America itself was struggling to get a testing kit. So I don't know how did they realize that people were positive when they didn't even have the real equipment to find out whether you were positive or not. But they'll go back in the room, wherever they took wherever they took the person to test them, and they come back, everybody was pretty much positive, whether you were not. Everybody was pretty much positive. You had to pay a certain amount, and that 150 you paid, that's not the 150. That's the first set of it. You'll go back for the 14 days and come back and pay another 150. That's how much they were exploiting their own Liberian people. That's so I don't know where she come from with that whole COVID thing, that people was getting paid, and the COVID. Joshua made sure that the place, that the health of everybody was, man.
The meeting, she said that the meeting, she stressed on that the mere fact that he could pay, the government could pay the government
That's not
employee
true.
to stay home. They were
That's not
staying home
true.
and they were getting paid. That's what she said.
That's a lie, and she knows that that's a lie. These people weren't getting paid. The only people that were getting paid, that people that Josh Weah could pay to keep his dirty work going.
All right. So throughout, we're about to we'll soon be leaving from here because we're supposed to leave here by 8:30. But I wanted you to come in quick before we do our closing. She also talked about the people taking pay in the country, and she's saying that they're just they are just a little tougher sometimes, but it was never in the case. She tried to insinuate that the people have not ran out of pay for even quite a month. So, but then just like few, I think that 1 month ago, maybe 2 months ago, the people were seeing that the Liberian, the government employees are not getting paid for almost 3 months straight. So I just couldn't understand that. I was like, okay, I don't know where the woman really getting her information from, or maybe her people giving her wrong information concerning what's going on in the country. Because just the other time it was being discussed on all the major platforms and even in the newspaper that Liberian government employees were not being paid for from some months. And she said it's not ever in George Weah government for the 6 years that the government employee did not get paid for just over a month. She said it did not happen. So that's why she think that George Weah government is the best government, and they should give George Weah his next 6 years, because when Ellen came in power, they did not fight to take their 12 years from them. So nobody should fight to take their 12 years from them. But they don't even know that George Weah ran for all that 12 years to be president. So how you saying that you wanted other people to just step back now and don't run for president, George Weah to serve another 6 years? So you can come in with your thought on that, and then we'll do our closing.
The days of lying with straight face, those days are over. I mean, we're living in the age of technology now. Everybody got phones, everybody taking pictures, everybody can see what's happening in Liberia, things happening in Liberia. People can go live, the news people can be there, and we are seeing it. Is always, as a matter of fact, it usually air live on Facebook, on social media. We just saw the other day, we saw the people from Ministry of Transportation protesting because they haven't gotten paid for a couple of months. So, this is what Liberia used to be, where people would just stand up and lie with straight face, when at that time there was nothing like technology to tell you, to show you things that have happened or are happening in real time. And people would just stand there and lie to the Liberian people, and the Liberian people would listen to them and believe what they say, you know. But those days are over. Those days are over. We know what the truth is. We see what is happening in the country. Now it is for the Liberians who are in Liberia to realize that these people are going to continue to lie to you. And if you sit there and believe the lie, then you are killing yourself. At some point in time, if someone continues to lie to you, and you know they're lying and you accept the lie, you cannot blame the person that's lying to you, because it means that you enjoy them lying to you. It means that you have accepted them lying to you. It means that you are okay with them lying to you. So thereby, if you're suffering, if you're dying, if all hell is breaking loose, if your house is on fire, you deserve it, because you sat there and you knew the person is a liar, and you accepted the lies, and you believe the lies, and you're okay with the lies. Everybody, the whole world, everybody that listened to Jua Howard Taylor today knew that she was lying, because news is all over the place. Newspapers are reporting that civil servants are not getting paid. Social media is reporting it. We saw the protesters. I mean, I don't know what to tell the Liberian people. To tell the truth, like we talked about on Tuesday, like I told you, I have no expectations of the people in government. That's why when you ask, say, where are George? We are advisors. I told you that they're empty-headed, just like him. And Joel Taylor, who is the second in command, she's supposed to be the closest advisor to George Weah. And she's telling us that everything is okay. And that George Weah is doing good. A part that really got to me, that broke my heart, was the fact that we know how rape is prevalent in the country. We see how young female have died. Princess Copper, Shalom Musu, and all the Angel Topa, all those children before that, where little children, 3 months old private part were getting open. The 8-year-old into community got her uterus extracted because somebody raped her and she will never have children. When has George Weah ever shown face to the crime, to any crime scene? And she stood up today to say, when the president hears something happen here, he'll go there to see for himself. He hears something happen here, he go there. How do you? I can imagine the mothers of children who are being murdered in our country today, how they felt today. I know their guts were turning over when Howard Taylor had the nerve to stand there and say, when crime happened, the president is concerned and he'll go to the crime scene. To today's date, today says Shalom Musu body is still laying down in Moses' funeral home. Nobody know why they're holding it hostage. Since February she died. As president, we are going there and say, why is this body? Who holds a mother's child body for that long? If you say somebody is guilty, arrest them and charge them and prosecute them. But you hold a dead body from February, we in May, we're going to June, and it's still laying down in Moses. I was telling the other day, I said, Grace, that was my child. Everybody that got their body in Moses, all of them would have been cremated, because Moses would be burned down to ashes. Let's just cremate everybody in there. Let the body just die in the fire. Let's cremate them. Who does that? How do you then make yourself feminist in chief? He does not even get involved with rape protests. He does not even come out to speak to the people when they want to bring a petition to him. Then you had the nerve to stand there to say the man is going on the crime scene. Jira Howard Taylor is an evil woman. She's a wicked woman. She worse than Pisota. All of them say now on the same bench. I
Okay.
didn't was like that.
Yeah, bro. Thank you so much. So we're coming with our closing, but before we come in, let me just read more of the comments. Most of these people, as Mompawon, he said that most of these people that were acting like they are workers from the Capitol building were recruited by Honorable Gray and Frank Sa Foka. They were recruited from District 8 and 9. Then he said also Liberian people tired suffering because of the economic downturn in our country. Liberian people tired because of mysterious deaths around the country without justice. Liberian people are tired because of salary delay and harmonization. Liberian people are tired because of emptied government hospitals. Liberian people are tired because of the misuse of public funds. Liberians are tired. Liberians are tired. If Eric can come in with your closing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We are about to leave here.
Well, not
Open your
much.
eyes to what happening. Like, we'll let Vera do a closing, and then we'll let you guys go. Go ahead.
Well, it was a very interesting and good topic today. Just not much time to talk about it because Joa Howard Taylor needs to be dismantled. Like we have to talk more about her and that thing she said today, knowing that she was lying through her teeth, knowing that the country is not where the country is supposed to be. Even if we went through civil war, it takes time. But where the country is now, especially when it comes to security in the country, and you're talking about why we are run to where he see problem is. I've never seen him go to any since what Vera just said it since that Charlotte died, was killed, was murdered. Has he ever called justice the chief justice, the former chief justice, to tell her, "Oh, Justice Scott, I'm sorry for what happened to your daughter, but we are still investigating it"? No, he sits there. She sits over there, a female, a woman, sit over there and talk like she doesn't have children. Huh? That is on her. Her God will see her through her teeth. Let her sit there and lie, but we'll dismantle her on this platform. That's for sure. We're coming back for her. We ain't finished with her yet. She still got more to go. But I did enjoy the show. And I just want to thank our viewers out there. We're here to talk about the issues. And these are the issues that gets me. When a woman sit there and says she is a so-called vice president because she knows exactly what is going on. She's not saying it, but she's talking her own because she wants to get in that power, that rebellious power for the next 6 years, with someone who sit there and kill their own Liberian people and suffer the Liberian people and sit and think that it is okay. I arrest my kids because we'll come back for her.
Thank you, Vera. You can come in there.
Well, the only thing I got to say to the Liberian people, it is say they are tired. We'll find out on October 10, 2023. That's all I have to say to them because I mean, all along we've been talking to them. We are trying to enlighten them. Some of them are getting there. Most of them are pushing back. So if they say they are tired, suffering, we will see the results of their tiredness on October 10, 2023.
Thank you, Vera. So we would like to thank you all for watching the women's stance. This is how we feel. And so we are coming to see exactly how each of us feel concerning what is going on in Liberia. And I would just like to tell the Liberian people it's time for us to change our direction. You guys seeing what the government in power doing right now. These people are taking people from the streets, carrying them into our chambers, our well-respected chambers that back in the day when you see the Liberia Capitol building, the entire executive mansion area, you don't just go there to do that kind of foolishness. They bring people into our chambers to do battlecraft for the vice president to come and give a press conference condemning what she think happened, and because she's trying to fight again to get her pay check for another 6 years that she doesn't deserve. So you open your eyes. There are new people on the scene as presidential candidates. Dr. Clarence K. Moniba is one of them. And we believe that he can change the trajectory of the country to a new direction, to a new Liberia. You go and do your reading on him, and you change your direction. Liberia is in a bad state, and our country has come to the lowest of low because of the people that we put in power. We did this to ourselves, and we can remove ourselves from this particular situation. So don't sell your vote. Come October 10th, go and vote the right president into power. And we want you to listen to this before we leave. We want to say thank you for watching. We appreciate all of you guys. We love you and have a great rest of your evening. God bless you. And have a great evening.
Oh, why don't gawk yourself? Sell your vote, you don't sell your future, but sell your birthright. How much divide them by 4 years? How much with that? No sell your vote, oh. No matter the thing them they tell you, no matter how the thing they do you, No matter how much money them they give you, no sell your photo. No need to fight, oh, because your picking no go join you. They go, they won't corner, they laugh you. Oh, don't sell your photo. Yeah, okay. If you look at the situation, everything harsh for this our nation. Poverty rising and inflation. Line still day for the fuel station. Things gotta change by determination. This election, no intimidation. Protect your selection, we gotta make sure everybody votes count for the future. For the future.
Shine your eye, well. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let them take your vote from you. Now your future be that. Yeah. Now your future be that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Together we can make Nigeria better. Oh, yeah. One voice. We can make Nigeria better. Oh, yeah.
No sell your vote, oh. No sell your vote. No matter the thing them they tell you. Decision no matter how the thing they do you. No matter how much money them they give you. No sell your vote.
Okay, banya kairu. Hey, I beg you, photo. Time don't come again, no. Them done they show their face, so no sell your right, oh. Now follow them fight, oh. Hey, it's over to you, so not yet speak up, yo. So ginger, don't let anybody spoil them for you. The power is in you, no sell ammo for money, oh. No sell your boat, your right, your hoe, for fufu.
Ya kare.
Duk wani tanadin ku sun shashare. Hankalin ku kar ya bace, gaba ta fi bayewa. Taimaki kanka, taimaki kanki, ni rayuwa da inganci.
No need to fight, oh. Because your picking no go join you. They go, they won't corner, they laugh you. Oh, don't sell your food for your bad. Hey.
Mommy, daddy, CC, baby, don't make mistake today, we go spoil your tomorrow. Mommy, daddy, CC, baby, the time don't come again to go, so make we match. We go come to work together. We go decide our future.
Oh, no matter where you come from, we're part of a great nation. So everyone sing with me, yeah. From the hilltops of Obudu and Enugu, from the plateaus of Jos and Taraba, from the food baskets of Cocoa and Otubo, yeah, to the smiling, shining sun in Sokoto, we go photo. From Ondo to Jaba, we go photo. From Port Harcourt to Kaduna, yeah.
Oh yes, we will vote. Don't sell your vote, guys. Y'all have a nice evening. Bye.